Okay, we're back, and I'm delighted to have back in the studio with us Treva Kuyper. She is one of the co-leaders of the Loft, which is an outstanding ministry reaching out to young girls here in Southern Oregon. And got one of their great topics coming up. But Treva, first of all, those who don't know about the Loft, and I'm surprised they don't, but in case they don't, what is it?
The Loft is an outreach ministry to teen girls, 8th grade through 12th grade. And we meet during the school year once a month, the second Sunday night of every month. And we talk about different real life topics like we talked about etiquette last month. We've talked about beauty. In 2 days on Sunday, we're talking about mean girls, toxic relationships, and bullying. So every month we have a different theme.
And this will go through until when?
June. June will be our last one, and then we'll start over again in September.
Well, I got to tell you, this ministry is touching young girls, and you know what? It's a reality check. I mean, you're really bringing it down to everyday life, and again, from 8th grade through 12th grade. Mm-hmm. Is it too late for a girl to come?
No, not at all. They can just show up. We are meeting this Sunday night at 5:30 at Community Bible Church in Central Point. We're going to celebrate Christmas this Sunday.
Yeah.
Have a little Christmas dinner. We're going to raffle off Christmas gifts and prizes. We do raffles every month. We try to make it fun for the girls, but we want to get into their hearts and speak truth into their lives in this crazy, crazy world that they live in.
And it is crazy. Now, how many girls you got?
We've had as much as 120 girls.
Wow.
So we have between 80 and 120 girls that show up every month.
Wow.
Yes.
All right, mean girls, bullying, and toxic relationships. Yes. Whoa, that's a mouthful.
Yes. A lot of our girls have seen a movie called Mean Girls. And in that, it just is the essence of how toxic and how mean we can be to one another. And we know that, even with boys, maybe they're more physically mean to one another, but with girls, we do it with our words. We attack each other, we undermine each other with our words. And so we want to address that this Sunday and talk to the girls about what it is to be a friend and what it is to stand up for each other and encourage each other. And can you get out of a bullying situation? Can you get out of a toxic relationship?
All right, the whole subject of bullying has just...
Oh my goodness.
You know, and I know we've had Paul Coughlin in who does seminars all over the country. He's considered a professional on it. And but bullying among girls?
Yes. Yes, and when I was younger, it used to be just at school, you'd get picked on. People might say things that aren't true about you, try to slander you, but now with the internet, last month we did etiquette, online safety, and with the internet, it has escalated because now there's all these different tools that the kids can use against one another. So now there's slandering, there's the words back and forth. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. That is not true.
Yeah.
And so the girls walk around heavy-hearted because not only might they be attacked at school verbally or rumors are being spread, but it doesn't stay at school. It's online. So then they go home and there's all these things being said online. And there's websites that aren't monitored, that they can have that freedom to say whatever. And there's very little consequence to it.
What do you mean by toxic relationships?
The toxic relationships, we felt that bullying and toxic relationships went hand in hand for mean girls. Because oftentimes we're in a friendship and everything is wonderful. The girls have these great friendships, but then if something goes sour, we can turn on each other in an instant. And that friendship that was once maybe an encouragement can turn kind of poisonous and toxic. And any relationship at all, whether it's between a boy and a girl, they're dating, girlfriends, the friendship, or even in family members, they can be toxic if it makes you less than who you are meant to be, who God created you to be. We want the girls to know that they don't have to stay in those relationships. They don't have to be in a relationship that puts them down over and over again.
All right, so what are you going to be telling the girls? I mean, just say no, walk away? I mean, it's got to be more to it than that.
Yeah, it's hard. One of the emphasis that we want to make to the girls is we want to go back to, we always share truth with the girls and we share who Christ is in their life. And we want to go back to what is it to be an encourager and a friend to each other. So in way of bullying, that is just rampant right now. And it is hard to just walk away from it because if you have one girl and you have another group of kids that are attacking this one girl, it's hard to walk away from that group. But if that one girl has a group of friends that will stand up alongside her, now we have something to do. And we want to tell the girls too that, you know what, even though they may not want to say anything to a teacher, to a parent, to a youth leader, they should. We're really, really going to encourage the girls that they need to bring other people involved in that situation. They can't fight it on their own, and they can't stand up to it on their own.
Well, you know, everybody's plugged in today. They got some kind of a tablet or a phone, and so cyberbullying is certainly now starting to increase. And yet these kids, like, and I think even adults, we're addicted to these things. We want to see and know, but how do you counsel them about what can happen online or through these textings and all of that?
Well, this is why last month we did the topic of netiquette. We wanted to help the girls understand how dangerous the internet can be. They've all heard it, but we wanted to really show them a new perspective, that they do truly have to be so very careful online. It's the world we live on, or live in. It's all online. Their lives are mostly on their phone and on their laptop, and so we wanted to encourage them. So in way of cyberbullying, we want them to understand that if they are being attacked online, if there are people that are slandering them online, to get other people involved, they may have to go offline for a while. They may have to actually discontinue being on certain websites so that they're protected. They protect themselves, and we want to open their eyes to that.
I have a hard time equating girls with the word mean.
Yeah.
And yet it's true. I mean, so why are girls mean? I mean, what's the deal?
The girls, and I'm with you. I have a daughter who's a freshman, and she's precious. And the girls that in ministry that I've seen, hundreds and hundreds of teen girls, they are precious. They are precious, and I love them so much. But we have a sin nature, and so like I said, whereas boys might come out physically aggressive when they're angry, when girls get angry, they get mean. They get mean, and they get toxic with one another, and they want to take someone else down, really, by their character and their heart. I've seen it in myself when I was in high school. I've seen it in other people. And so we want to let the girls know that there's other ways to handle these things. We don't want to tear each other down. And at the Loft, one of the things I want to share with the girls is, at the Loft with 100 of them, I want to say, you know, this is a safe place for girls. I don't want that kind of stuff going on here.
I just want to also say, I think that's one of the key things about what's happening at the Loft. It's not only a safe place, but it's creating the friendships that can help and mentor and help these girls through that. So that brings, you know, the obvious question: how important is a friend outside of these toxic relationships? How important is a healthy friend?
Oh, it's so important. Every girl should have a small handful of friends that they can trust. And at the Loft, we have 25 leaders. I'm one of 3 directors, and then we have 25 leaders. So these girls have a friend who's an adult. They have a friend who's a mentor who will look out for them. And that's what we're trying to create, is not only the friendships in the Loft. You know, if they go to school and they don't have a lot of friends, my hope is that they can come to the Loft once a month and feel loved and encouraged and spurred on and feel like they have a foundation. Sometimes the girls don't have a strong home life. Maybe they come from a broken home. Maybe they come from an abusive home. So they don't know what a healthy relationship looks like. And that can spiral into a toxic relationship. That deficit can spiral into bullying.
How can you handle what you hear? I mean,
That's so funny.
I mean, you know, it's heart-wrenching, isn't it?
Yeah, and the reason why I say it's so funny is because those that know me know that sometimes I don't.
Yeah. That's all right. You do any ounce of counseling, what kids are dealing with today isn't even close with what it was maybe when you were growing up, certainly not when I was growing up. And not only the toxic relationships, but the bullying, the whole thing. Patrick Doyle will tell you that if there's an angry person, beneath the anger is an injustice, a hurt and an injustice. At least they feel like they've been you know, mistreated in some way. And so that comes out in the form of anger and everything else like that.
Absolutely. And my heart breaks for them, because you know what it is? At the end of the day, the bottom line behind bullying, toxic relationships, anger, and how we react to people It's a lack of feeling loved. It's a lack of feeling accepted. It's a lack of that security. And so when we pour truth into them, we want them to know that when we talk about Christ, when we talk about how much he loves them, it's not just something we're saying. We want them to know that they're loved. And if they can receive that truth once a month, then they can move forward. They can move forward in victory. We can help them get there.
Well, let me encourage you. We're just about out of time, and Treva is one of the co-leaders of the Loft. It's over at the Community Bible Church in Central Point. Meets second Sundays of the month. Coming up this Sunday. What time?
5:30. 2 days. In 2 days, 5:30 p.m. at Community Bible Church.
All right. Maybe you want to get your 8th grade to 12th grade girl there and go on in and make some good, healthy relationships. Treva, thank you. Keep up the good work. Look forward to having you back next month. We'll see you next time on Focus Today.